Alright, guys. So, over on Patreon, I did a poll for another fanfiction idea, and you guys voted, and this one won in a close one because it was kind of a back and forth between it and another one, which I still, might want to do. I still might do that one just for the hell of it. But yeah. But before we go into the said story idea, as always, if you guys would like to be a part of the polls over on Patreon, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. You guys can hit the first tier, and you guys can not only check out and do polls that will affect videos here on YouTube, but also on Patreon. You can also check out the movie reviews. Like I said, I had just posted my review for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, and also that's where my recent Shazam review is. So, yeah. That's also where the Transformers Rise the Beasts video will be. Anyway, so, winning by 33% of the vote. As you can see right here, it is Unicorn Warriors Eternal with Gotham by Gaslight. Yeah, we're doing a Batman Elseworlds crossover with this one. Like I said in my Unicorn Warriors Eternal review, I kind of said this universe is so perfect that it would make so much sense to have the Gotham by Gaslight, or alternatively the Doom That Came to Gotham Batman in this universe. Those versions of Batman, especially Gotham by Gaslight, could definitely fit in this universe. So we're going to kind of do this as a fun crossover. Also, if you're wondering where this takes place, I guess you could say it's somewhere nebulously in Season 1. So anyway, let's get started. So our story begins in Gotham, and Bruce is out into the world. If you're wondering where this is in Gotham by Gaslight, if we're doing the movie or the comic, we're going by comic, and its sequel, before its sequel, Master of Tomorrow. Anyway, so Batman is out stalking the rooftops, and he's on the prowl for a serial killer by the name of Victor Zsasz. So we're getting a Gotham by Gaslight, Victor Zsasz. He's been hunting Zsasz, who has been trying to emulate Jack the Ripper's killings. He's in this universe, he is a Jack the Ripper copycat and trying to be the son of the Ripper. He's trying to emulate that kind of killings. But when he comes upon Zsasz, he finds that Victor's already been killed by some unknown entity, this green flame, which we now know, if spoilers, if you haven't seen the recent episode, is a dark energy of Morgan Le Fay. So Batman encounters it. Batman tries to do battle with it, but he fails miserably. And in doing so, he's like, well, what the hell was that? And so Batman gathers up evidence before Gotham PD arrives. He essentially gathers up all the evidence he needs, and then heads back to the Batcave to begin to begin his research on what he's trying to find, and what he's trying to locate, and what exactly he saw. What he doesn't know what the hell it is. All he knows is that it can't be good for Gotham. So as Batman is investigating this, he discovers that essentially what's going on is that it was some known entity that has been seen in London as of late. And he's like, well, looks like I'm going back to London. And Alfred's like, sir, are you serious? You spent how many years in London, and you just got back to Gotham, and now you wish to go back? And he's like, yeah. However, while Bruce Wayne is on the boat back to London, he encounters a woman named Talia, and Talia tries to seduce Bruce, but along the way they get attacked by assassins, and they're all working for the eternal evil, as they call it. And Talia reveals that, she knows he's Batman, and is like, my father would like to speak to you. And Batman is taken from London to, instead, he is instead brought from London. Instead of going there, he goes all the way to the Middle East, where he meets Ra's al Ghul. Now, in this continuity, Ra's al Ghul is he is immortal, but instead of going to the Lazarus pits, his power comes from Morgan Le Fay. He is like a high priest of Morgan, and basically, the more of Morgan Le Fay gives him her power, the more like it wears on him. It's giving him eternal life, but only an X amount, and he's slowly like losing the power. So he wants to induct Bruce as his successor, and Bruce is like, no. So Batman has to like fight his way out of there. Meanwhile, while this is going on, the Warriors Eternal Melinda gets a vision of the evil, and is like she gets a vision of it and sees like it's battling a bat. It's battling a giant bat, and she's like, I don't know what it is, but we should go to we need to go to the Middle East to find this giant bat. Meanwhile, Batman has escaped Ra's al Ghul and broken out and escaped in the Middle East. About this time, this is when the Warriors Eternal show up, and Batman, already dealing with some supernatural shit, already thinks that this is more like crazy, unexplainable science shit that he has to fight. So Batman is like, I don't care what you are, I'm going to take you all down. And Batman fights the Warriors Eternal, and Edred is like, it's just a man in a bat suit. It's just some crazy man in a bat suit. And that's when he like gets cold cocked by Batman, and he's like, I'm not crazy, I'm Batman. So they all fight. Batman does lose, but he does put up a fight against a good fight. I mean, it's 4-on-1, and the four people he's fighting are supernaturally empowered. The fight, however, is called when Batman gets downed and Edred's about to do like a killing blow. It's not like Melinda or whoever who stops it. It's actually another voice that goes, "That's enough," and it's revealed to be Jason Blood. And that's when Edred is like, "You!" And Batman's like, "Who's that?" And everyone's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Jason Blood, one of Merlin's earlier protectors." So yes, we are kind of connecting that Merlin and Jason Blood did have a history. So he's Jason Blood in this continuity is still Etrigan, but he's like he was like a first attempt at being a Warrior Eternal. But eventually Etrigan and Jason were used as a weapon for Merlin's less than nice missions. So if there needed to be like some nebulous shit, some dark nebulous shit needed to be taken care of, it wouldn't be the Warriors who have a conscience. Merlin would send Etrigan to be like a nuclear option. So Jason Blood has arrived on the scene and talks about, Ra's al Ghul and his place. So Ra's al Ghul is a student of Morgan Le Fay who created the League of Shadows to work as like a shadow government, and essentially what they're planning, the whole thing is that they're planning on starting a world war. Yeah, this is how we're gonna they go by a surrogate named the Black Hand. If you know your World War I history, that's all I need to say. So Batman has Batman is like, I can't afford a world war and have it come to and he's like, what's a world war in Europe can be a bad news for America, and by America I mean my city, Gotham. So the team now comes together to take out Ra's al Ghul, while they have to fight through all the mystic, the dark evil bullshit that they have to come across throughout the story. So throughout here, I thought it'd be kind of cool to make like different versions of Gotham by Gaslight versions of villains, of Batman villains we never saw. Like Firefly is a flame trooper who is like using a new kind of invented a new kind of jetpack that's steam powered, and he's got a flamethrower attached to it. You also have a Gotham by Gaslight Bane, who's instead of Venom, it's like a liquid version of the evil that Ra's shares with Morgan. So I was thinking like a fun fight between him and Copernicus, like that version of Bane and Copernicus. Then you have who else did I want to have in here? Copperhead in here is like a man made into a snake, a half snake being through dark magic. You also had who else? Oh yeah, Deadshot, who's more like like, for those who don't know, Deadshot was vastly different than the Deadshot we know now. Originally, Deadshot was like this noble, like this guy from a noble family, and wore like a nice like this nice suit and whatever. So it goes back to that, and he has like a gun under his a spring-loaded gun under his guns under his jacket, like under his sleeves. So just a lot of fun steampunk versions of the Gotham by Gaslight villains. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.